What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today we're going to be talking about a very important question, and that's whether or not you guys think there should be exosuits in Black Ops 3. So, Black Ops 3 has been officially announced, and there's a lot of hype surrounding it. Like, this past week's been crazy. Every little leak and Snapchat teaser and everything else is being analyzed and analyzed and analyzed, and everybody's trying to figure out what this next COD game is going to look like. And one of the biggest questions and the biggest topics of this whole, ordeal is whether or not exosuits are going to be returning next year. Now, as of right now, there's really no evidence to base any assumptions off of. Some people are saying, oh, they're definitely not going to be in the game. Other people are saying, yeah, they are going to be in the game. Nobody really knows yet. There's no evidence. But one thing we do have is a leaked kind of like promo art image, this one right here that you guys remember me making a video on. And yes, this guy does look like he's got some futuristic armor on, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's an exosuit. That doesn't mean that that armor gives him the ability to boost jump and dodge and slide and climb walls like you could in the single player of Advanced Warfare and stuff like that. So as of right now, it's 100% a guessing game. As soon as that changes, I'll be sure to let you guys know. But I just kind of want to see what you guys thought and see what your general feeling was about exosuits. So before, I tell you guys how you can, enter the poll and stuff like that, let's take a look at the pros and cons. So the pros for exosuits, and a lot of people tend to, kind of forget about this. Number one is innovation. So for the past like 5 years, everybody has been talking about, oh my gosh, Call of Duty is the same thing over and over and over. It's just reskinned every year. It's just like new skins on the weapons, new skins on the maps, and they just, kind of poop out the same thing year after year after year. It never changes. Well, guess what? Exosuits and boost jumping and stuff like that is the first truly new and game-changing aspect and like mechanic that they've added into the game in a very, very long time. Like, it's the first big change we've seen in a long time, and I think that's exactly what Call of Duty needed. Some people may be a little bit fed up with exosuits as of right now, and they may be, looking back on the past nostalgically and missing the old ways, but I think that if we would have the same thing again, people would have been even more mad. So I honestly think the exosuits were a great thing this year, but that's not saying that's what I want next year. Now, another pro of exosuits is it does increase the skill ceiling. It makes the game a little bit more difficult to play. So you can't argue about that. I mean, shooting somebody who's sliding and then boosting and jumping and dodging through the air is much harder than shooting somebody on the ground that, maybe they drop shot. Like, before, all you could do was either jump or drop shot, and now there's a million different ways to evade bullets, which definitely does increase that skill ceiling, and it definitely speeds up the gameplay. There's not quite as much camping going on in these games as there were before. There's no, like, sitting behind, kind of nose-high pieces of cover where you're just barely peeking over and kind of holding down a whole corner of a map. You can't do that anymore because somebody will just jump over that wall and stomp you or kill you or something like that, which is kind of nice. Now, also, that aspect of speeding up gameplay and increasing the skill ceiling, that's also like one of the main cons, and it leads to all the other cons. Like, sometimes I feel like the game might be a little bit too fast-paced. Like, I feel like now it's all about Twitch reactions and evasiveness, and it's less about knowing the map, knowing your loadouts, knowing your equipments, and being a smart player. Like, being a smart player doesn't really matter anymore if people are flying through the air, going who knows where, doing who knows what with, like, with all these crazy weapons that are shooting like energy beams at you and stuff like that. Like, it's pretty insane, and it's lost that like super strategic part of Call of Duty that used to really separate players. Like, before, gun skill was definitely a very important thing to have, but you could also beat people by outsmarting them, and there's not quite as much of that now, which is kind of sad. Now, also, what this kind of leads to is there's a little bit too much verticality, so you never really know where people are going to come from. Before, you used to know like the choke points on the map. You used to know the alleys and the tunnels and stuff that people would be coming through, and you could kind of predict where the enemy team spawn was, and once you knew that, you knew where about they would be coming from. Now, even if you know their spawn, they can be on the complete opposite side of the map in 3 seconds flat. Like, it's absolutely nuts. So you can't ever really predict where people are going to be coming from. Even if you know they're going to be coming from some building, they could be coming from the ground floor, from the middle floor, boost jumping around the side, or coming over the roof. Like, you never really, like, it's completely random. It's added a sense of randomness to the game that never used to be there before, which is kind of frustrating for some people. And then, that in turn kind of ruins map flow. Like, again, you never really know what's going on. Whereas before, if you're a good player, if you were teaming up, you were locking down, your choke points and stuff like that, that's how you could win games. And now there's none of that. Like, it's literally just a big chaos ball of randomness all the time because you can never really predict what's going to happen. So, yeah, it's just, you know, it's interesting because there are some cons associated with it, for sure. Like, there's no doubt about that. But there are also some pros. So I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. Like, I think exosuits were great for this year, and I'm not going to tell you guys what I want for next year because I don't want to influence your opinions. What I do want you guys to do is go ahead and go vote on it. So I've set up a poll over on the It's All Viral website. It'll be the top link down in the description. Go over there. It's just going to be, do you want exosuits or do you not want exosuits? Vote on what you want, and I'm interested to see what the community has to say. Maybe we can send that feedback over to Vonderhaar and Treyarch and all those guys, and I don't know. It's going to be cool to see what everybody thinks. So please go vote on that. Again, it's the top link down in the description. Thank you guys so much. If you guys have any other, you know, kind of like comments that you guys want to leave down below, feel free to if it's a little bit longer than just a yes or no. And let's get a discussion started. It should be fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. Can't wait for Black Ops 3. It's still 7 months away, which kind of sucks, but it's pretty exciting. As more information and stuff comes out, I should let you guys know. And check out these two videos on the screen if you haven't seen them yet. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.